Game on, ladies, as we continue with another round of 8 match here at the Khaldor Subscriber ARAM Tournament. Team Sunshine against the Khaldor Junkies now. Another best of 3 series. And on the left side, Junkie Omar on Lily. We have Adu on Cassia, Ali on Greymane, Punkt on Reina, and Fetish on Vala. And over to the right side for the Khaldor Junkies, it is Sanji on Anduin, Super Shark on Li Ming, with Ophia being played by Caduceus, Kubi on Li Ming, and Jack Sully on the Butcher. Okay, more meat in this one. After we've already seen our semi-pros, the former HGC players, absolutely crush through their game, this is possibly going to be a little bit closer. And already, what is that? Khaldrops is being played. Could actually be a pretty solid setup if you're trying to go into an arrow build, I would assume. For ARAMs, that is kind of okay, so we'll see how much they can actually do with this, if the hatred stacks are going to be enough for her. But, again, we have a Butcher on the other side, and we've seen Hazob's Butcher a little bit earlier today. Now we have another chance at seeing what exactly Jack Sully is able to pull off with him. A little bit problematic is, of course, that he's up against a lot more blinds than we've seen previously. Lily and Cassia are both out there to deal with him accordingly. And there's the penetrating round from Jimmy as well. That can obviously cut this short a little bit. But as it stands, with a double Li Ming, we're currently also seeing a lot of orbs flying around. I heard that those are pretty good. At least that's what we've seen in the previous games here. 4 stacks, 5 now for Vala, so trying to work around that. Oh, and that's exactly the problem if you're going a little bit too deep. Body blocked by Anduin. Nice. Yeah. Anduin just body blocking his own heroes. That's it. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, that's a good start. If you start the game by dying and losing meat stacks because your teammate body blocks you, you know it's going to be a great game. Either that or you're playing quick match, one of the two. But as it turns out, with the 1-0 lead, they were able to just push this a little bit farther towards the right and try to scratch those as well. 20 stacks by now for Vala. Level 4 is going to reveal quite a bit, but an arrow build with the reduced cooldown on the vault would of course be nice, since you then, with a repeating arrow, get a lot of value out of that. But let's see what we're going to get from her. For now, Fetish is just sitting tight, and there's the arrow build, as expected. Okay, let's go. Talking about meat, Jack Sully, after debating if he should go vegan or not, is at this point at 7 stacks at least. So Ali already sitting tight. Greymane can be the finisher for the team. I mean, not only against structures, but obviously when he starts to move in and just like drop the Butcher later, that's going to be huge. Especially if they can also get kill against Li Ming. I mean, he is really the one who can just pack the punch if he has a chance there. So with this, we're seeing everybody starting to just move into the middle of the map again to try and first of all take the Butcher down. Butcher looks for stacks. If the red team can get a kill here, that would be great for them. But everybody is a little bit more hesitating than you would usually see with a game. Then again, Punkt has a bit of a problem, and the Butcher is probably going to have a little bit of meat, and he's going to have a lot of meat if he continues doing that. Picks the first stacks up, can't get another kill though, and Ali... Nope. There we go. He's like, yummy. 54 stacks. I thought he could have gotten a little bit more here. Cassia apparently wants to die too. Okay, there's the blind, but no follow-up as they attempt to get another 20 stacks of meat for the Butcher. Okay, didn't quite work out the way that they intended, but the more important thing is that at this point we're actually looking at still 54 stacks for him. Currently Li Ming going for the Calamity on level 7 here. Also the repeating arrow is now helping Vala to get a lot more stacks together, and especially with the level 1 quest progressing, that is boding quite well for the late game setup for Fetish here. Can they get a few more kills? It's all about the Butcher, honestly. At this point, you want to make sure that with the Butcher, you are able to just get the meat. Then Li Ming is trying to get the damage out, and then you can just like stack endlessly. This is the big advantage that the red team currently has over Team Sunshine. It's definitely a huge advantage if you're making it into any kind of late game setup. The linchpin of that strategy is obviously Jack Sully, who knows Butcher has to make sure, first of all, that he doesn't die. And so far, with 61 stacks, I mean, it's not quite Hazob's level, who finished that quest 4 minutes in. But again, it's always who you're up against. Right now, Yeah, they want him. They definitely want him. Butcher is shaking that booty, and Team Sunshine is saying like, yep, we're gonna stick that damage where the sun doesn't shine, baby. Down goes Cassia, down goes Vala, and the Butcher has a job to do, collecting meat all over the place. That's 84, that's 104, and there we go, halfway done with the quest. And the blue team is starting to have a bit of a problem at their hands. They need to take the Butcher down, or they are going to eat a lot of damage here. They're gonna end up on the chopping block if they don't pay attention to that. Then the build of Cassia, by the way, going into the charged strikes on level 1 and then following out with the Impale. So going into more of a Fent style build, no poke with the Lightning Fury here from the backline. It's really going to be a bit annoying because not only is there double Calamity, but you just see orbs flying all over the place, and that's a huge problem for the blue team. Earlier level 10 abilities don't make their job any easier on the side of the junkies. I would have loved to double disintegrate. I mean, you have to make sure that you don't cross the beams. If you learned anything from Ghostbusters, then it's that. But nope, instead we're actually seeing a double wave of force here. A bit of a flank attempt, apparently. Not really making any plays from that point yet. And going for the globes, alright. 9 stacks for Li Ming so far. Like, the triple mage setup that they're running here is actually kind of interesting, especially since both teams obviously don't have a tank. And this is exactly what I talked about in one of the previous matches already. You end up in so many ARAMs where just the random heroes that you can pick don't allow for you to take a tank. Sometimes you can't get a healer. And this is a perfect example for this. So damage reigns supreme over here. And so far, the damage output from the red team is just a little bit better. 120 stacks for Jack Sully's Butcher, bring him also a bit closer to the 200, and he needs to safely charge in, even at the risk of his own life. As a Butcher, you want to YOLO quite a bit once you're done with that. So at this point, let's go. In comes the hits again. And Reyna goes down. Reyna down. The Butcher wants meat, and the Butcher gets the ult through, but he gets cleansed out. Anduin already with his own ult just to dodge out on the damage from Cassia. Li Ming is dead. Both Li Mings are down. The Butcher barely gets out just before he delivers the final hit against Greymane. But with 3 kills now under the belt of Team Sunshine, the blue team is all of a sudden starting to fight back here, and I like it. Butcher at this point at 5,000 damage. Even Lily has more. Anduin has more. Yeah, Anduin has more. That in and of itself already tells you all that you need to know here. But here we go. 146 stacks for the Butcher. Oh, nearly another kill again as Ali on his Greymane gets attacked. Wave of force everywhere, by the way. He's popping off the entire time, and so do the orbs. One connecting after another. Now Vala is at 73 stacks on the level 1. Jimmy is down, but the meat stacks are pretty far away. This is going to be tough to collect. I don't think that he can actually move in that deep. Oh, well, actually, he might just be able to pull it off, and yes, he does. So now they need one more hero kill and one more minion, and they have the Butcher completing his own quest, and then the memes can begin. Well, maybe not the memes, but the damage is definitely going to come out there. Quest completed for Vala. That's always nice for her. Puncturing arrow, actually, on level 13. I would have taken Gloom against this. Against a double Li Ming plus Orphea, I don't think that the siphoning arrow is really going to be what he needs here. Quest completed, and here we go. The bubble from Anduin. And that's 210 stacks for the Butcher. There's another 10 already. Oh my god! Here come the resets. And with that, we have 230 stacks already, and they are just getting murdered here. Yep, 10 kills against 5, 15 and a half against level 14. The Butcher on 230 stacks, and now it seems like the momentum has shifted heavily over to the junkies. Okay. Now we have them come through. Yeah, Punkt needs to be careful. Okay. Komma, Punkt, Strich. Fertig ist das Arschgesicht. I have no idea how this worked anymore. It's like, I know there's some kind of rhyme, but I probably did the wrong one there. But either way. It was something along those lines. I can't remember it. It has been a long time. But yeah. Either way. After that little tangent. Like mid-sentence I realized that I didn't know what I was talking about, and I was just like, nah, that was the wrong one to go into. Yeah, it has been a long time since I was in kindergarten. Okay, so with that, 16 talents are on the board, and both Lemmings. Mirror Ball, Mirror Ball. What do you have damage? A little bit of an advantage. Butcher in and Butcher down! There's 2 kills that he misses out on now, maybe even a third. Yes, Greymane dies, and so does Vala. There's a lot of meat here for the Butcher, but he's dead already, and they're even trying to get another kill against Punkt, which in this case does not quite work. But with 3 heroes still alive, they might be able to break through the wall. Yeah, no meat. No, there is meat. There is meat, you just didn't want it. He went to Burger King and ordered that vegan burger. Yep. Okay, and... more hits. I mean, you're already above 200, so at least he didn't lose any stacks there, so gotta give him that. But now level 16 on both sides. Has a big attack. Cassia nearly going down. Greymane trying to jump forward, but can't make that happen either. Good save, and the Butcher goes in and runs away again. It was a great setup for Cassia. Sorry, for especially Orphea, but she was a little bit too late with the ult. But that would have been a nice combo, honestly. Going straight into the Lamb to the Slaughter and then just going straight in for Orphea's ult on top of it to just chomp them down. That seems like the perfect setup to get additional kills in. They weren't quite able to get as much as they were hoping for with a combo. But it's still a really nice one that they can execute later on, of course, again too. So right now we're looking at 240 stacks. Anduin with a light well here again, as you can see. And it's time to shine, baby. The red team, they have their sights set on the first keep, and they get the kill against Jimmy. Jimmy down, and slowly but steadily, the Khaldor Junkies are making a good argument for why they should be the team to move on to the next round of the tournament and hit the semifinals here. But then again, this is only the first map in a best of 3, and as we all know, in ARAMs, in Brawls, it's all about the RNG as well, depending on what you get there. You might have a chance in game number 2 or not. Slaughterhouse is in, seeding Hatred on 16, by the way, for Vala. I haven't pointed it out yet, but that, of course, boosts her damage output too. Has come nowhere near to completing her level 1 quest, though. Is still only at 50%, and we're already on level 20. So that's a problem. Repulsion used on both sides. Orphea with a final Toccata. And of course now the opportunity to maybe get a few more stacks even for Jack Sully, who's sitting at 250 and therefore starts to chuck out some solid damage, and he's trying to prove exactly that. There's the Slaughterhouse, and they are getting slaughtered. 4 down. That's 290 stacks now. They try to go for Cassia. She's also dead. That 300 stacks on the Butcher, and that combo was just absolute deluxe here. Great play. First we go in with the Slaughterhouse, and now they can go straight in for the core. That was definitely a ruthless play here to end the game. 21 kills against 8 as the Khaldor Junkies are looking to grab the first victory in this best of 3 series. Nicely done as they set themselves ahead and take the lead. GG, and well played by the red team. Game number 2. Let's get ready to rock and roll, everybody. Team Sunshine against the Khaldor Junkies. We're looking at game number 2. And yeah, the combos have changed a little bit. Where's the range damage on the red team? Over to the left side, we're looking at Team Sunshine with Junkie Oma on Oriel, Adu on Tychus, Ali on Leoric. We have Punkt on Unubarak, and Fetish is playing Junkrat. So that's actually quite the abundance of range damage that they're running here. And then you look to the Khaldor Junkies and you see Sanji on Malfurion, Super Shark on Unubarak, Caduceus on Illidan, Kubi on Mal'Ganis, and Jack Sully on Dehaka. Range damage? Nah, overrated. Melee, baby, that's what we're going for. They're starting to jump in with a little setup here, and I guess Illidan in particular is going to be one of the heroes that has to make a play later on. But I'm not sure how this is going to work out long term. It will be a little bit rough. For now, it's all about the pest control as the 2 bucks are getting attacked here. Sleeps. I mean, they have a massive amount of CC. I definitely give them that. If they stack well on the CC side, then this is going to be pretty nice. Ali gets dragged and survives because, well, there's no range damage. Illidan, then again, is already trying to move in too to get another kill here. And there is still a bit of self-sustain, obviously, on the red team, so that's something that is definitely going to help them. But against a double range damage setup here, with also Tychus being part of the equation, this is going to be pretty nasty. Tychus is also going to be interesting. I mean, Master Assassin on level 4 for him is pretty sweet in ARAMs because you're more or less guaranteed to get a lot of kills there. But against the all melee setup, you could definitely argue that going into in the rhythm might just be the better option because you're going to get endless stacks there. But there's already a kill against Dehaka. That's the first one. And we're still a bit away from level 4, so that question is going to be answered in a bit. But both talents definitely have their appeal at this point. Quest talent also for both Anubaraks is they're trying to increase the hit point pool a little bit. This is definitely going to be a bit more of a closer one here, I would assume. Okay, down goes one Anubarak, so the red team loses a hero again. That's the second one. Illidan still trying to play through this. Problem for Illidan is that this early in the game, he can't really do a whole lot. Late game might be a different story. Alright, what is it going to be for Tychus? Master Assassin or in the rhythm? If he goes for the bigger they are, I think I need to puke in a bucket. But yeah, the other two talents make perfect sense at this point, depending on how you want to play the game now. Okay, talking about how you want to play the game, the red team definitely wants to go on the offensive. And they're able to get a kill, but Illidan has also fallen. And Mal'Ganis gets away. Or does he? Oh, yep, he does. Close though. And Tychus is still debating what he should take on level 4. He's just sitting there like, guys, I don't really know what to pick. So he's going for the stacks. Okay, we're going stacking. In the rhythm it is, ladies and gentlemen. And there we go already. 7 stacks on the first attempt. And now with Jungler just shelling away, it's starting to become problematic, especially since that drag from Jack Sully on the Haka did not connect. So that's a problem for him. Also, with level 4 talents now on both sides, that brings us still an even talent play where we have Unbound for Illidan. So the second charge in the sweeping strike is definitely going to be nice for him. But I definitely will keep my eye on Tychus. He should be able to get an insane amount of stacks together in this game if he plays his cards right. So far he's only sitting at 11. There's obviously a lot of CC that is definitely not making it super easy for him. But there we go, 19 already for him. Just pop that D whenever you can. Talking about popping things. Dehaka gets popped, so does Mal'Ganis, and with 6 kills against 1 and a level 7 talent fairly soon in the game, Team Sunshine is currently dropping the junkies quite easily here. They're pretty much crushing. And the only hope in my eyes for the red team is Illidan, and Illidan is not having a good game so far, and the question will remain, can he actually end up in that late game? 9 kills against 1. It seems like all melee against this setup is not really the best idea, or at least wasn't. Then of course you'd never really know which heroes they were able to choose. If they only had horrible choices at the range damage dealers or people that can't play range damage were supposed to pick them, then there can be an issue. At least here in the tournament we have more coordination than we have in the random viewer games that we normally drop here. But this is definitely an interesting game to say the least. The entire tournament has so far been pretty fun with some exciting compositions. But this one is definitely wild. This one is quite out there. And thanks to endgame gear, we have of course also prizes for the first place, which is awesome. But the big question in this game is going to be who will win the best of 3 series, because I think there's a good chance that we're going to a third map, at least if the current momentum is not changing anytime soon. With 10 kills against 1 and pretty much a 2-level lead, it seems pretty much conclusive that Team Sunshine has the upper hand right now. On the other hand, they just picked March of the Black King and they picked Rocket, right? So I'm not sure. Both of those talents not really all that fantastic. But if, yeah. Resurrect for Oriel, that talent got of course buffed recently by Blizzard 2 and is now a valid option. And especially in ARAMs, you will definitely get your fair share of value out of this one. March of the Black King, there's also the immediate cocoon onto Illidan as they're moving in with this one. And let's go. There's a bit of an approach towards Anubarak. Punkt is a bit in trouble because he doesn't have any mana left. But so is Illidan, just as he's able to jump out. 29 stacks on his level 4, so he's about to get his second charge. Bit of a drag and burrow attempt here from Dehaka. But all things considered, they're still trying to get the level 10. I'm actually amazed that they're still going for these fights. I mean, why would you do that? You don't have level 10. The opponent's going to wreck you one way or another if you don't pay attention to that. Illidan gets thrown in again, moves out, and gets wrecked. 77 stacks now for Tychus. And here comes the rush away. QB! Nearly taken down by the grenade. Locust Swarm picked by Anubarak. Metamorphosis, okay. Illidan, he's gonna try and win this. Solo, pretty much. And also, we have the Twilight Dream. Full on lockdown on Tychus, or at least the attempt of one. QB comes in, tries to go for the Dark Conversion, gets interrupted by Junkrat. And there's already, at the same time now, the Odin active, and Illidan needs to be cautious, but he wants to make the play against Auriel, and he gets the kill. Kill is in. Illidan, Auriel could resurrect herself, that's exactly what she does. Sanji is nearly going down over here. And Illidan, oh, with 20 HP, makes it out of the fight. Oh, it looked good for just a moment, but now Jack Sully is low. Illidan has just tapped the fountain. Rocket right! The kill. Junkrat with a full-on value right there. And another dive onto Illidan. Caduceus is trying to move in, but he gets wrecked within seconds. At least Leoric is also falling, so that's a bit of experience on the side of the red team. But with only 3 kills against 13, they're still very much so on the defensive here. And are trying to just get just stabilize this game a little bit. Which so far they haven't really managed to do. Now another talent advantage and a fort destroyed from Team Sunshine. Everybody's moving in again. Illidan is back to business. And is looking for a new target, it seems. Well, also Leo is easily going to get out of there. Full-on auto-attack build, by the way, from him now as he starts with this level 13. Still 10 kill difference. Yeah, fantastic global play here from Jack Sully. This is one of the reasons. I mean, the Haka is always weird in ARAMs unless you are just fantastic with your tongue. But so far, Jack Sully hasn't really hit all that many of them. Now here comes another cocoon attempt. Illidan at least trying to make the play for the backline once more, attempting to get the kill against Auriel, which doesn't quite work out. Isolation doesn't hit either. The Haka is not having really a fun game. A lot of those skills and abilities just don't connect. 120 stacks now for Tychus. Bit of damage against Junkrat, but it's just not enough to net them a kill. They're trying to make the play against Leo now, but he just ghosts away. So the entire setup for the Junkies is starting to fall apart a little bit. They need to stack that CC and they need to somehow get the damage onto the same target. And so far they've pretty much failed of doing that. Caduceus tries to get a couple of hits in over here. Malfurion is down. Illidan is about to fall. Makes it out. What does he? Could still fall and goes back in. Of course he does. He's Illidan after all. Only YOLO once, baby. So now the Haka is there too. And this is starting to fall apart. I mean, let's be fair, it's not starting to fall apart. It's been falling apart for quite some time, but I think the process is being accelerated right now as kill after kill is just coming through for Team Sunshine. And they have a really good chance of making sure that this is ending up in the 3-mapper. Unless there's all of a sudden a full-on team wipe against the blue team, they should have a good shot at taking down that keep pretty soon. It's really all about Illidan, I feel. A good Twilight Dream, maybe nice isolation, and then Illidan cleaning house could be the answer. But so far, Illidan hasn't really made the moves that would allow him to chase the entire team down. Now, it is of course a bit of a different question if the team fight should shift over to the red team, because the distance to safety for the blue team is pretty big, but they don't need any safety. They just get kills against Illidan. That's one way to deal with him. And they have a fair amount of CC too. Don't forget, they also have a cocoon that they could always drop when there's a bit too much trouble brewing on the red team side. Double catapult now on the keep, and they're going to drop this 100%. There's a 3-level lead now for Team Sunshine, and they are going to drop that core too. I mean, if that pressure just continues, another setup against the Haka, who's going for a quick burrow, but that just puts him up for even more aggression against him. Talking about aggression, Junkie Omar might actually go down, and nope, instead we're okay, so much for that. Instead of Auriel dying, we have 4 heroes getting dropped on the side of the Junkies, and this is pretty much the end of it, I will assume. QB is also getting attacked. The core is already losing hit points, and now we have them starting to go straight in for it, absolutely ignoring Mal'Ganis here, and why shouldn't they? They might not be able to finish just yet because the death timers are still incredibly low, which means that the entire red team is back to business to defend here. But well, with the exception of Mal'Ganis, who just YOLO'd. Talking about YOLO, Leo was actually still on the court, 57% right now. And then there's the kill against Junkrat. Maybe some hope after all. Talking hope, Oriel has a lot of it, but she's lacking the cooldown. There we go. Level 20 isn't there yet, and Illidan gets wrecked as the rocket right comes through and takes him down with the help of Tychus, who delivers the final blow here. Super Shark also with another attempt to drop Oriel, but he gets also just smashed into a wall, and this is just not looking pretty. I think we're going into game number 3, ladies. 27 kills against 4. Yeah, full-on melee might not have been the best play here on the draft. Again, we don't know the draft choices for them, but the one thing that we know for sure is that this particular combo didn't quite work out. The Death March now for Leoric, so he has that now too. But yep, that should be the end of it. As the Haka falls again, we can also take a quick look at the damage numbers, where Leo with 82,000 is even eclipsing the damage output of Tychus. Small surprise, I mean, you can't miss a drain against 5 melees, but as it stands, we're heading into game number 3, everybody. Game number 3, the conclusion. It's ARAM time once again, and we have Team Sunshine on the... Can someone explain to me why Junkie Oma is on the side of Team Sunshine and not on the side of the Junkies? That is just such a missed opportunity. I don't even know how to respond to that. Sylvana's played by Junkie Oma, Adu on Diablo, Ali on Gul'dan, Punkt on Stukov, and Fetish on Imperius. And over to the right side, we have Sanji on Diablo, Jack Sully on Zarya, Kubi on Jaina, Odysseus on Oriel, and Super Shark on Deathwing, or Deadwing, depending on the performance, of course. So, let's go. Let's see who's advancing to the semifinals here today. Right now, what do we have? Once again, the stun setup with the Feast on Fear, particle grenades for Zarya. And here we go. That's our little setups with the level 1 Devil's Due for Dibbles, as he's trying to heal himself up to put less pressure onto Stukov. Let's go. Over here. I mean, this is more of a balanced setup, I would say. This time the red team is not going into any kind of full melee shenanigans as they did in the last game. So especially with the Oriel plus Zarya combo, you have a lot of good shields there. Super Shark, of course, can't benefit from quite a bit of that, so that makes it a little bit easier for the rest of the team to completely focus on that setup. But yeah, let's see how this goes. For now, entrance completely controlled with the Molten Flame here. And Super Shark is actually playing around this. Good old Deathwing, yep. Try to make a setup. No, I mean, good Deathwing players usually end up with a shit ton of damage here, but obviously dodging is half the battle against Deathwing. And focus. Focus fire is never bad, too. The thing is that on the red team side, we actually have a lot of CC that they can use, especially with Stukov's Silence if they properly play that. So that's a big deal for them. Zarya, on the other hand, she gets a lot of damage out there with the poke alone over time. And Gul'dan is still one of the best heroes that you can possibly get in an ARAM because his AoE damage is just absolutely nuts. And there's a lot of sustain there too, so that really, really helps him. Sylvana's decided, ooh, not to go into stacks, and talking about them, there we go. Jaina's already down. Deathwing with very little value out of the Molten Flame that we just saw. Diablo on each side, by the way, now too. And the minions at least get burned to a crisp. And that's always important. Wave clear is actually something that's a little bit undervalued in ARAMs. To be fair, I think wave clear in general, especially if you're looking at public games, is oftentimes undervalued outside of the competitive scene. But especially in ARAMs, people are just always very single-minded about like the brawls and everything. But kind of neglect a bit that with good wave clear, they will be able to break through the structures, through the forts a bit sooner, and taking the wave downs quickly is also going to help to apply incredible pressure against your opponent. But as it happens, here we have another setup attempt, and this time it might actually be the end of them. But every single time that Stukov makes a play here, with the silent spot, Super Shark has an opportunity to start to put the pressure on him. How do you like your Stukov? Medium rare, please. Okay, Jack Sully, Sanji, good connect. Yeah, nice flank attempt here for the extra damage, but Diablo's already down. That was a really nice play from Imperius, and he gets the connect there and keeps the stun in. It's actually kind of cool that we have a third game coming up between the two teams here, but it is the blue team who's now taking the 2-0 lead in kills. They lost game number 1. They were pretty much wrecked there. Game number 2 was where the comeback started, but a lot of this was also because of the combo, but now it's a different story. Oriel dies, and that's now level 7 versus level 6, 3 kills against 0. Deathwing comes back down to help out with that extra talent in the hands of Team Sunshine. Yeah, looking pretty solid here now. Okay. Come to all the level 7s. Good damage again. Stukov making his play, and Dibbles just doesn't stand a chance there. So well done. Another kill. 4 kills against 0. And I really don't know if the Junkies just memed a little bit in game number 2, or if they really thought that that full-on melee setup would be the solution. But if they were memeing slightly, then I think at this point they are already questioning that choice, because they are starting to struggle quite a bit here. And this game is going to decide who moves on to the semi-final and who is going to lose. So with that, we have now the attacks down here at the bottom of the map. Sorry, at the top, in that little corridor. But the blue team is definitely controlling this a little better. And Sanji is nearly YOLOing here. I mean, he tries to go in a bit too deep for my liking. Kubi is also low. Both of them have lost a ton of hit points. But at least Jaina was able to drop some of the HP on the other side, because she was able to zone them out with the Blizzard a little bit and get some damage through. There we go. Oriel on the level 7 now with the Empathic Link. Top of that, full-on focus here. The Dragon Soul, Heatwave, and also the Death Drop on Super Shark. And Super Shark, just looking at the damage output, is at 15,000, so not really too bad, but just compare that to Gul'dan for a second. Gul'dan is sitting at 29,000 already, showcasing very, very nicely why he is such an incredible hero in an ARAM if you know how to play him. 22,000 for Sylvanas isn't bad either. She decided not to go into a stacking quest on level 1. And that's not necessarily a bad choice, honestly. Of course, in theory, you can just get a lot more stacks in a 5 versus 5. But good Sylvanas does not have to rely on those stacks here. And so far, they haven't even suffered a single kill. They have level 10 abilities now, which gives them an opportunity to maybe even force a fight and put some damage onto, well, maybe the fort, but if not, then at least the wall, I'd say. Another attempt here. Dibbles against Dibbles. And the APOC. 2 connected. Just all ignore Deathwing for now. They go for Jack Sully. Ah! Stukov with the save! No! That's not what you wanted there. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. But level 10 versus level 10 now. They could have gotten the kill against Zarya, but they didn't. Thank you, Stukov. Jack Sully is a nice Zarya, so thank me too. But I guess Zarya would have like phrased it a little bit different. Thank you, Stukov. From Russia to Russia, thank you for saving me. Next time you see you, give vodka. He's nice, thank you. But now let's be careful, because I see you again on battlefield, I kill you. Alright, 4 against 0. And Water Elemental. Where's my ring when I need my ring? Come on, baby. With a Graviton Surge here? I mean, that has to be a Ring of Frost. Look at this setup. Where's my ring? No, the Water Elemental. Why? Why? Well, trying to... Oh, nice heal there. Oh, but look at that. Again, Gul'dan. Gul'dan with the big boy plays. Adu the entire time with Echoed Corruptions just dominating the entire screen. Now they're going for Sanji again, and he gets away, but all of them are so incredibly low. Even Oriel doesn't really have a lot of hope left here for them. So with that, what else? 50,000 damage against 32. Zarya actually top damage now for the red team. I mean, that in and of itself isn't really that shocking. She was always a great damage dealer here, but that setup again! 1 down, Oriel is dead, and we have Diablo falling too. And they're actually going for Super Shark, and I think this is going to be another kill, or is it? Yeah, mad damage already from Gul'dan, and Deadwing is dead. Yeah, there's another good... Oh. Yeah, good damage from Jaina for just a moment, but just imagine a Ring of Frost after that setup. That would have been the dream for sure. Okay. Setup is there at the front again as Imperius is trying to connect another lunge to get the CC train going. 7 kills against 1. Diablo saved for just a moment and gets wrecked. Here we go. So yeah, good old Diablo is already down and the rest of the team is already retreating behind the wall. I mean, they are really just playing punching bag at this point. Retreating further and further into their own base as the blue team is starting to get stronger and stronger and stronger over here. Yeah. Here comes the attack against the gate. Gate down, tower down. Oh, nice wall stun. APOC used on the other side. A little bit of body blocking is going on here, but not enough to really threaten Jack Sully. Deathwing is pushing them back again. I mean, it's a little bit of a slow going one, but it still looks more and more as if Team Sunshine has a good chance of setting themselves up here for the semis. This is kill number 9 for them. Only a single kill for the Khaldor Junkies. And if you're looking for big power spikes, I mean, what's coming there? Diablo, of course, but you have a Diablo on each side, so that kind of counterbalances it slightly. Deathwing can try and get some more damage out, but generally speaking, I'm still waiting for that one aha moment where we're going to see some setup that would help them there. Stun attempts on the side of Deathwing as Dibbles goes up against Dibbles. What else can they actually do with this? And they're not really capitalizing on the lead that they have yet. Team Sunshine, that is. So one good team wipe and you can definitely carry a lot of the momentum over towards the red team side and take their structures down. But so far, they haven't really been threatened. Late game is a bit of a different story. Super Shark in there again. APOC obviously doesn't do anything in this case. Deathwing just doesn't care about that shit. They're trying to make the play again with a great ult from Zarya, but they just don't have the burst damage for it. There's no Ring of Frost. I mean, Jaina does a lot of work there, and maybe if a Molten Flame is set up just in time too, they might be able to get a few kills here. But we've seen now 2-3 ults from Zarya, where she connects with several heroes, and it always feels like we should see a lot of them fall. And the kill count just heavily increased in favor of Junkies, but that hasn't happened thus far. There's a bit more pressure now through the middle, which is at least nice. They don't have level 16 yet, but it's not going to take them too long. Nice safe attempt here against Diablo. Gets healed too. And here comes the APOC, and that's actually a good one. APOC is in. They're trying to get the kill against Diablo. Maybe one against the Imperius. Both of them fall short, and that is a problem. And a big one at that. Junkie Omar dodges out on the whip. Yeah, it's called Junkie Omar, not Kinky Omar. That whip does not connect. It doesn't like whips. Oriel, on the other hand, does. A lot. We need an Indiana Jones skin for Oriel, just saying. Okay. Now, on the other hand, again, they're going for Fetish. Imperius has been dominating that front line a lot together with his side Diablo. But yeah, he's getting one drag connect after another. There's finally a kill against Sylvanas. Hell, it was about time, baby. So Blondie takes it and takes down Sylv in that little skirmish at the bottom of the map. 17 versus 17. Might have called this a bit too early. I mean, the red team is really fighting back into this. We have now 59,000 damage on Zarya, 56,000 damage on Jaina, and 48k for Deathwing. Okay. 98,000 then again for Gul'dan. Wah, wah. Shy of 100k. 57,000 for Sylvanas. But yeah, Gul'dan crosses over into the 6 digits. And he's crushing. But they're starting to retreat. Deathwing is getting a little bit stronger with the output that he has. Zarya is continuing to poke them into oblivion whenever she has an opportunity. And as the blue team is just stacking, that works for them too. So can they actually make this work? Then again, quest is nearly completed for Stukov. Okay, cooldown reduction is always nice, no matter where it comes from. 50 Diablo's 50 stacks against 100. So Sanji still has a respawn if he needs it. But I'm actually just impressed they're able to push this through too. If they get a kill against Ali here, for example, if they take him down once, and there's not as much pressure anymore from the main damage dealer from Team Sunshine, then there's a good opportunity for them to poke down that fort. And they are starting to make their way forward. As the game continues, they're getting more and more beefy at the front. and they get especially Deathwing in a position where he can do a lot of damage against the structures here. This one hasn't really been broken down yet. And we have 9 kills against 3, but that advantage in kills doesn't mean jack shit if you're not able to get the structures eliminated. And especially in ARAMs, those structures are even more important because the fountains associated with them are their only source of healing. Here comes again an attempt to take Diablo down. Good save for now. Apoc comes through, zones them a little bit. Already in the lockdown against Junkie Omar. The Water Elemental wants to kill it. Oh, but doesn't... What? Nope, doesn't get it. But they get the kill against Dukov. Counter kill attempt against Jaina. It works out, but it seems like Dibbles is going to fall here this time. Oh, maybe not. Gets a heal. They can put him into the corner again. Maybe now. Hellgate used as they hit level 20 just in time, so that was a clutch one. Storm Talons barely coming through. But this is a nice third game. This is exactly what this round of 8 match here deserved. Game number 3. The final map between the two teams here. Who advances, who drops out of the tournament. And after the first map, I really thought that the Khaldor Junkies would crush through the series. Then game 2 happens and you don't quite know what to think about it because the combo was weird. But then you go into game number 3 and all of a sudden the entire game is all over the place. With 20 versus 20 and not a single 4 taken out yet. 10 kills against 4. Now we have also the Winter Mute plus gravity kills. That might be the play here. I mean, we'll find out. It's a bit dicey. Also stood in the fire. If they set that up with gravity kills, I mean, just imagine for a moment if they actually set the two up together. That would be the dream. You layer an Apocalypse on top of that and you just lock heroes down for forever. And can drop the damage with Jaina and the Blizzard. Well, but can they? That's the bigger question. There's the Horrifier ready. Okay, here comes the damage. And there's the setup. The Wombo. The dream. 3 down, 4 the insta-kills. This is what we've been waiting for the entire time. Exactly that setup. Full-on Wombo combo, baby. The Apocalypse setup into the Graviton Surge, and then rightly after, the damage from Deathwing, from Jaina, and all of a sudden there's 4 kills in their favor. They crush through the fort, and the momentum is hitting Team Sunshine hard. The pain train is coming. Choo-choo! And it has taken on steam. Right now, this is looking really, really dicey. I mean, it might even cost them the keep here. There's only 4 seconds until Sylvanas is back to business, but they have so much momentum here, they might even be able to get that. Good lockdown against Punkt on his Stukov. Even more stuns are coming through, but damn son, this shifted quickly. This shifted really quickly. What an incredible setup here by them. You set up one more combo like this, and you have the game pretty much in your hands. 25 seconds. Well, there's the first setup. They're trying to get some damage through, and they can't complete the damage output. But they at least get the kill against Dukov. Should have waited maybe for Diablo to get his Apocalypse back to business, but look at Gul'dan. Ali is on the run and gets murdered by a particle grenade from Zarya. All of a sudden, the main damage dealer is gone, and that's the moment that he needed. Look at Gul'dan's damage, 143,000. He's nearly doubling the damage output of what we're seeing from the Khaldor Junkies. But what does it matter if you can't get the kills anymore? 10 kills against 10. And now with a 5 versus 3, they're trying to go for the core here, and they're getting closer and closer to this. This is absolutely nuts. The Junkies were far behind at the beginning of the game, and now they're just absolutely murdering. Apocalypse comes through, actually connects with a few, more so for the zoning than anything else. But as they're making the play for the core, even the catapults have already homed in. And now Imperius is on the run. Stukov is trying to save the game somehow as he pushes Jack Sully away. But the core is down to 40, 30, and this should be it. Drops down to 20. Looks like the Khaldor Junkies make it into the semi-final. Diablo down, but Deathwing and Oriel have both been eliminated. But the catapults, 4%, 3, 2, 1, and that's game. The Khaldor Junkies advance to the semi-finals of the tournament. GG, and well played.